What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel to the Arsenal past and present road to glory. I don't know what to call this anymore. I just started playing with nothing but Arsenal players. But point of this video is Georgian Klopp's Liverpool tactics, the 4-3-3-2. Let me show you guys. This is the Arsenal team I've been using. I'm like 1 or 2 wins away to getting back into the Elite Division. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I am gonna record some gameplay on this probably for tomorrow, if not the next day. I've been pretty busy. I'm gonna do gameplay over everything, every formation that's came out that I've posted in the last few days. So just keep an eye out for that. But let's get into these tactics. So I tried to do it with this formation, 4-3-2-1, but it wasn't as realistic as it is in real life, which is this one. This is what he usually plays, 4-3-3 second variation. So he usually plays Alisson and center back. I mean center back. He plays shapeshifter in real life. Alisson plays goalie. Then you got your two center backs, which is usually Van Dijk and Konate. Right side you got Trent. Left you got Robertson, CDM, Fabinho. Left center mid is usually Thiago Alcantara if he ever plays. If not, they rotate it. They put Harvey Elliott. Um, they put Curtis Jones here. Right side is usually Jordan Henderson, El Capitan. And then wingers, Salah, sometimes Nunez on the left, sometimes Jota, and then striker. They've been usually playing Cody Gakpo right now, but it used to be Bobby Firmino and Mane on the left. So his formation, his structure stayed exactly the same, but he has been changing it a little bit to where he makes his right back join in on the attack a little bit more, but not on the overlap anymore. He kind of joins in on an inverted role, so he basically get adds an extra body into midfield, and therefore your right back or your right center back usually carries over, and you defend in a back three. That's what he's been doing towards the end of the season. But prior to that, he used to have both left back and right back overlapping. But I asked, and you guys wanted Trent Alexander-Arnold inverting. So that's what we're gonna do. So technically, your right back will be inverting into the center mid area. You'll be defending in the back three. So technically, this will be Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and on the left it'll be Robertson because that's what he's been playing lately as a left center back because he can defend a little bit better than Trent. And then you'll have two CDMs if that makes sense. So you'll have Fabinho, for me that's Guendouzi, and then you'll have Trent Alexander-Arnold, which he slides in into kind of like a right center mid area, right CDM area. For me, that's Hector Bellerin. And then that gives Jordan Henderson, for me, that's Petit, the freedom to join in on the attack a little bit more, make overlapping runs around Salah, which is your right wing. So Salah will be cutting in inside a lot. So Salah will technically be like a second striker for you because he is going to be like your go-to player besides your actual striker. So let's get into the tactics so you can kind of understand what I mean, because that is how you attack. When you defend, you're going to be defending almost in a 4-4-2 shape. The left winger is going to drop a little bit deeper, so he'll make like a left mid. You'll have these two center mids, and you'll have your right center mid as your almost like your right mid. And Salah usually doesn't drop that deep, but if he has to, then you can manually bring him down to drop down and defend. And then you got your striker, which is usually a lone striker. He stays by himself, but he drops deep for like a false nine role. Pick up the ball and do quick counterattacks. And yeah, that's basically it. To sum it all up, that's how they play. So let's get into the tactics. Now, I have two variations for you guys. I have this one and this one. So I had to do this because I had the most trouble playing the Liverpool tactics after I'm leading. It wasn't a problem to score goals. It was a problem to not get countered, especially when you play in Division One, Elite Division. It's people counter you. They know how to counter press after possession loss. So you start off with this, and then you go into the balance variation. Okay, so you'll start off with this one: press after possession loss, 40 width, 70 depth, balance, direct passing, 7 on the width, players in the box 6, corners and free kicks 1 and 1. Okay. This is why. Press after possession loss, because he does a counter pressing, he does a gegen press, so he gets in your opponent's face, like right in their face, try to steal the ball, try to get a quick counter attack. He's even said that quote before that there is no better number 10 in the world of football than a counter press. So Counter press is like your go-to, which is the press after possession loss, right? Now, for FIFA terms, or for to make it meta for FIFA. So you can actually be able to use it for FIFA. I had to put 40 with 70 depth because if it was up to Georgian Klopp, he'll probably be playing like a 80 depth, maybe a 85 depth, and a way higher width. Or sorry, actually he plays a very narrow width. He'll probably play like your center backs like at a 10 or something like that. But then you'll concede a lot of goals. So I had to do 40-70 because that's like the happy spot for a press after possession loss. So old gen, new gen does not matter. Leave both as is. Balanced direct passing. I had to do direct passing. I was trying to do slow build up and forward runs because that's kind of how he has it. Um, you could do it. You can try it out if you want, but in order to try to actually make this work in FIFA, balance and direct passing is the way to go. But if you actually want to replicate Georgian Klopp's actual tactics, then do slow build up forward runs, right? If not, trust me, just do balanced direct passing. Now with 7, yes, I know that seems like it's very narrow, but you have your left wing and your right wing, which are already very wide. This formation is very wide in general. So with the left wing and with the 70 det, it allows them to cut inside and the instructions of cut inside. So they actually act like center, or not center forwards, but left forward, right forward, and it allows your left back to technically overlap and your right center mid to overlap to add 5 players to the attack. So it'll allow this guy to overlap Saka, and it'll allow Petit to overlap Gabriel Martinelli. And then Hector Bellerin will take over Petit's spot, right? So kind of like when Trent takes over center mid and Henderson goes around Salah, right? That's why I have it on 7 width. Trust me, it works. I tried every single width. It took me like 2, 3 days of full games. I don't know how many games I played to try to figure out this tactics. I'll tell you, I played over 20 trying to figure out these tactics for you guys. So this is the most meta that I can get, and that can actually allow you to win, right? Players in the box 6, corners and free kicks 1 and 1. I think I probably played like almost 30 games. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's a lot of FIFA in the past few days. Um, I'll go over who to play where in a little bit, but let's get into the instructions. Goalie comes for cross sweeper keeper. Center backs both stay back while attacking. Left back is going to be stay back overlap. The reason why I put stay back is that way you can manually trigger him to get in on the attack if you want to get him on the attack, but primarily you don't want him to go too high up because you want him to stay as a back three with these three or with these two center backs because your right back will be balanced inverted, right? Now, when I put balance attack, that means he's not going to go up every single time because if not, I would have put join the attack. With balance attack, it actually only lets him drift into midfield because if you put join the attack then he'll go all the way up. Basically when you're attacking he'll go next to the 18, stay on the edge of the 18, and you don't want him to go that high up. You almost want him to play like a CDM role so he can whip the crosses in like Trent, so he can recover the ball, do quick through balls, be like your playmaker, like a deep line playmaker basically. So make sure you have him on balance attack inverted. I tried step up too. It does work, but you get caught on the counter a lot. So I would only try that if you want to try that, but if not, do everything else as is, balance inverted. So your CDM, very important, cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, cover center. He is your vocal point. He is your destroyer. If they get out of your press, he needs to be very important. You need to run back with him and try to defend and just run and slide tackle and foul, whatever you got to do, because when they get out of your press, you will be a little vulnerable. So just keep that in mind. Left center mid is going to be on stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of the box, drift wide, cover center. With the drift wide, it allows them to go out into the left side. It lets them, how do I want to say this? It lets them drift wide onto the half spaces. So it allows this guy to drift into the middle of the park, right? So sometimes, because he already starts off in a quote unquote half space right here, right? If he drifts wide, it allows Saka to drift in. He's going to overlap him, and he can be doing Trivela shots, he could be doing crosses, and he could be doing cutback goals or cutback passes to Saka or Peter Cech, right? So you want him to drift wide, but he's not going to drop. He's not going to drift too wide because you have him on overlap if you send him up, right? But the drift wide instruction is primarily if you don't send him on the overlap. Does that make sense? So if he goes wide, Saka will come in into the half space, and this guy will go. He will overlap, and he'll go into the sideline space. Um, if that makes sense. So your right center mid is going to be get forward, get into box across, drift wide, cover wing because you want to defend on a 4-4-2, drift wide because you do want him to go wide. So he will be going way wider than Odegaard. You will notice. He's going to be drifting wide around Gabriel Martinelli, pushing Gabriel Martinelli into the half space and Petit out into the wide areas, right? So you have positional play. You have somebody in every area of the pitch at all times. He's going to be on get into the box or cross because you want to get another body into the cross. So make sure you get somebody that can actually score here. So if you're going to put a center mid here, make sure you put somebody that's very well rounded that can actually dribble and shoot and score and get forward because he's going to be running a lot. He's your Jordan Henderson. He's your playmaker. He's going to be doing quick 1-2s with Salah, with the right center, with what's his name? Trent Alexander-Arnold, your right back, doing quick 1-2s the whole game, right? So you're gonna the way I would look at it is you're going to build up through the right and do through balls to the left. Okay. And then so your right winger is going to be cut inside, balance everything, and get into box or cross because you don't want him to drop too deep. He'll drop a little deep, but he won't drop like next to your right back if that makes sense. So you're primarily going to defend in like a 4-4-1-1. So he's going to be drifting off into the right side somewhere, and then you're going to have Peter Cech, which is your striker, basically by himself as a stay central. So make sure you have a target man, somebody that's strong here or that's agile that can dribble the ball, play around, skill moves, do quick through balls, all that good stuff. And then your left winger is going to be on comeback on defense, get into box for cross, cut inside. So he's going to drop down. So make sure you have a high work rated player here. So this will actually work for you. He'll drop deep, defend in a 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1 if you want to look at it like that. And then he's going to, whenever he does run up, he's going to cut inside, get into box for cross. I did try getting behind on both wingers, but if you do that, then they're really going to just be running down the line the whole time, and then you're never really going to be able to play the ball to their feet. You're only going to be able to do through balls, and I don't like doing through balls all the time, so I do like to pass the ball. That's why I don't have getting behind. But if you want to have getting behind, then you could try it out. I just don't like it too much, right? And then, all right, who to play where. This is the last thing. And then I will post another video over this probably tomorrow on gameplay on how to actually play with this formation. Um, so make sure you have two really meta center backs. There's so many center backs now that have over 87 pace. Try to make sure they have at least 87 pace plus a shadow if you can. Because you are playing press after possession loss, so you need to get very meta center backs. Left back can be super meta as well if you want. I got Sinchenko, he gets the job done. You just need somebody that has like a high work rate right there, somebody that can dribble, that can defend, just in case you do send him up on a run, then he can dribble and he come back and defend. Just a well-rounded one. Davies is good. Anybody right there. Honestly, it doesn't even matter too much. Theo Hernandez will be perfect actually right there. Right back is very important in this actual formation in this system because he will be going into the midfield. So make sure he's basically a Hullet gang right back, so somebody that can defend, that can attack, that can do trivela shots, that can do crosses. That's just well-rounded, somebody that's really good. Believe it or not, Hector Bellerin is actually pretty decent at this role. That's why I have him there. If not, you can play Jesus Navas if you got Jesus Navas, if you got Marcos Llorente. Di Lorenzo gets the job done right there. Somebody that's like that, of that nature, that can pass the ball, dribble. Is Zaha is perfect right there too. Get somebody like that. CDM, a destroyer, a tank, somebody that can stop the ball, pass the ball around. You can do a high, you can do a medium high, whatever you want. I got Guendouzi there. I play him on zero chem. He gets the job done. If you got Guendouzi, just play him there. You can play him on zero chem. Chemistry does help, but it's not the end all be all. You know what I mean? Like you can play him on zero chem and they still get the job done because the actual stats on the card mean more than the boosted stats, if that makes sense. So Guendouzi gets the job done for me there. I try to have like at least a 5-star weak foot there so they can get out of a press and pass the ball faster. So Guendouzi, Marino, Rodri is good. Bruno Guimaraes might get the job done. That new Milinkovic-Savic card, you can play him there. Then you got two box-to-box center mids, one that can dribble, or you can do both that can dribble. That's what I did. Two that can dribble that are high work rate or high medium. So Odegaard for me because I love his Trivela shots and playing Arsenal past and present, and Petit because he has a 5-star skill moves, can dribble. He's like a cheap prime Sedan if that makes sense. So Petit gets the job done. If you get a Sedan right there, that'll be perfect. A Neymar might even get the job done right there. You could do Musiala. Musiala will be perfect right there. Uh, Somebody of that nature. I don't even know who. Just you could even do a Saka there. Saka will be perfect right there too. So on the wingers, one high Saka for me. You can put Martinelli there. You can do any winger now. There's so many wingers, and then striker. Just make sure you get a lethal striker, somebody that can finish, that can hold up the ball, that can attack, that can score. Mbappe, Peter Cech, Johan Cruyff, somebody, Ronaldo. Doesn't even matter. Somebody that's even Golden Mbappe, he'll get the job done right there. But yeah, those are who to play. That's the Liverpool system. The tactics and instructions for FIFA. How you can customize it for your own liking. Who to play where. Now, tomorrow I will show you how to actually play it. But give me 25 likes and I'll actually play a how to. I'll actually post a how to video. Because if I don't get 25 likes, then I'm not going to do it. Because it's a lot of work. No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably still do it. But 25 likes, please and thank you. Alright, guys, let me know down below who else you want me to, what other system you want me to recreate down below. I'm working on Aston Villa and Barca 2011. I will post those soon too. Peace.